Welcome back, ladies and germs, as we come around again for another exciting installment of Paerlin's punk rock reading corner. Today we have that classic Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita, a love story about a man who likes to stick his dick in 12-year-olds. I'm gonna stop saying, witticisms for a second to actually, put in some artistic comment about this, because actually, I was really impressed by the general prose and overall flow of the story, and the general poetry in which he wrote was actually very lovely. That said, let's get back to picking on him for being a pedophile. So, it's the early 20th century. The steam engine is, steaming and shit, and there's cars and people are driving around, and vroom, we have talkies now, and it's getting pretty pimp up in here. America's, recovering from the Civil War finally, and things are getting pretty dope up in this country. So anyway, this old European guy, Humbert, the man who's, gone to all the fancy old world universities and has all the book learning of the old world, comes to the new world and he teaches English and shit. I actually don't remember what he taught, but who cares? It's not important. What's important is all the, kid fucking. So he goes on for a little bit talking about, all the girls he messed with when he was younger and how he started messing with them when he was older, and then that wasn't very cool, and all the hookers he used to hang out with and shit like that, and then how he came to meet Dolores Hayes, known alternatively as Lolita. But hold on to your hats right here, ladies and gentlemen, because as it turns out, their paths cross when Humbert becomes a lodger with Lolita's mom when she's renting out a room. And then, it turns out later in the story that Lolita's mom has this big fuck-off crush on him because he's, all European and Oscar Wilde kind of shit going on. So he's like, yes, even though she's fat and ugly, I think I will marry her so that I can just hang out and look at Lolita play on the swing set all day. That sounds pretty hot. And so the bullshit marriage began. And so this goes on for, I don't remember anymore. It goes on long enough is the point. And, she's all happy and he's all like, yep, I'm sure not regretting this decision at all. Until one day she finds his journal and starts reading all his little fantasies, and then she's like, oh, holy shit, I'm going to take my daughter and leave and you'll never find us ever again, and oh, golly gee, boy was I a fool. And so she runs out hysterically into traffic and gets hit by a car before she can tell anyone. And that's the end of her story, which is fine because she was a teary, fat, annoying bitch. At least I think she was. The details just kind of get fuzzier the more I read into a book, and I just sort of get the idea of general plot lines and what the author's trying to tell me. All that artsy bullshit. But anyhizzle, holy gee willikers, there's only one guardian left for Lolita now, the creepy pedophile stepfather. So he takes her out on, the old great American standard, the road trip, and they're out traveling for years, and god damn, they're out there for a long time. She spends some time in a school too, but who gives a shit. Basically, he's been hoarding these sleeping pills, and his plan is, gonna get some of that sleeping stepdaughter, and he doesn't even get the chance because suddenly Lolita's all up on his dick, and it's like, whoa, didn't see that twist coming, did you? So they start doing stuff, and she starts teasingly threatening him, and then things start getting really bad because they start having fights like normal couples, and they're both not happy, even though the sex is still good, and all sorts of really adult things that, oh god, she's like 14 at this point, really shouldn't be, doing, but whatever. They're doing it, and they're doing it until one day she's gone. She disappears. There's been this car that's been following them, and all of a sudden, she bailed with some other dude. So the rest of the book after that point really is our charming protagonist attempting to find Lolita and tracking her down after like 2 goddamn years to a trailer park where she's been married to some hick who gave her a couple kids, and she's like 16 now, and she's happy with this really bullshit life of hers, and she's there because she escaped from some other dude, and our dashing hero's like, I will avenge what has happened to me, even if Lolita doesn't want me back, and even if it won't fix a goddamn thing. Lolita gives him enough information that he's able to go track down the other asshole that kidnapped her from him to begin with, and just goes off and murders his ass in the middle of the night. Then he gets arrested and publishes his memoir in the form of this book. Ho-ho, isn't that a clever literary tool, making it a memoir that isn't real? So he wishes Lolita good luck and he loves her and all that, and so then the book ends, and I was kind of surprised. I actually really fucking loved this book. This is one of those things where I kind of expected to be like, oh, it's a classic. Ugh. Go out and read Lolita. You'll feel like a better person because you've probably never slept with a 12-year-old. This is going on longer. Yeah, I didn't think I would have this much music. Whoops.
What drives me insane is the twofold nature of this nymphid. Of every nymphid, perhaps. This mixture in my Lolita of tender, dreamy childishness and a kind of eerie vulgarity. I know it is madness to keep this journal, but it gives me a strange thrill to do so.